This is Nekesa with self-reflection. Last week, we looked at the factors that determine or affect self-acceptance. Today, we are going to talk about the signs or the pointers of a lack of self-acceptance. Picture this: I'm a nurse or teacher or even a counselor, but I keep on relating with a CEO who keeps belittling me, saying hurtful words, demeaning me, probably showing me that being a nurse is nothing, being a teacher is nothing. He is something, he is big, he is great because he is a CEO. And I also feel so good identifying with him because everywhere I go, people will know that I'm connected to the CEO. And the man keeps on hurting me. And finally, I either become numb or I deny the abuse. Do you know what will eventually happen? I will end up breaking down emotionally. My body might even give way, and I will develop some of those conditions that we call psychosomatic illnesses, such as neck pain, sore muscles, inflammations, headaches. Have you been to the hospital and you do all the tests, you're even flown to different nations and they say there's nothing wrong with you. It's time to check out so much on your emotions. A lack of self-acceptance means you live life on other people's terms. Look at that nurse, living on the terms of the CEO, because you know what? You refuse to accept who you are. Remember the starting point of this program: self-awareness. Who you are in terms of your weakness and strengths. When you know your weaknesses and strengths and you don't accept them, then you end up living on other people's terms. You don't live life at your terms. You end up tolerating what we call unhealthy relationships because you have not accepted yourself. As I gave you the example of the CEO, someone who continuously criticizes you and teases your body, your looks, and so forth, and you're still insisting on relating with this person. Have you seen those toxic working environments? Because you want to identify with a particular corporation and they keep on putting you down, no motivation, reminding you that it's even a favor, reminding you of the reputation of the corporation, that you need to match up, you're nothing. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It could also be a relationship where you're married to someone. This person found you so black, so African like me, black and beautiful. And do you know what? They loved you for that, or they claimed to appreciate you for that, only for them to turn around 1 year after marriage to begin telling you how ugly you look. You're too dark. I don't like your lips. I don't like this and this. And you see what? If you're not grounded in your personal thoughts or feelings, if you're not self-aware, if you've never ever accepted yourself, do you know what will end up happening? You will end up doing a transformation so that you can try and please this person. And you know what? The person will never be transformed. The person will never be content with you. So the most important thing is for you to accept yourself. When you see people who keep on bleaching themselves, sometimes going for various body changes, liposuctions, many things, trying to please other people, they struggle with self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is very important. Your inability to set up healthy boundaries is also a sign that you've not accepted yourself. Just the way I told you about this CEO, all the insults, because you want to identify yourself. Self-awareness, self-acceptance, they all lead to personal self-identity. So when you don't know yourself, when you're not even self-aware, when you're not self-accepting, you lack healthy boundaries and you end up becoming a people pleaser. An example of this is, I want you to imagine, and it's not even an imagination, it happens so many times. For some of you who come from toxic family backgrounds, sometimes you feel so obligated to visit every holiday. Christmas, you will do everything. You'll do all your savings. You could even be married. You'll not even care about your wife or your children's opinions. But because you come from such a toxic family background, whereby what your parents say you must follow, you ensure that every holiday you're going to visit. And every time you visit, you always end up with physical and emotional abuse. You cannot blame that toxic background because you have not accepted yourself and know yourself, knowing that you have the ability to make independent decisions out of your family. You end up having unhealthy boundaries, in fact, having no boundaries at all. So you keep on going there, you fight. I know so many of you can relate with what I'm saying. I have to go home during Christmas. Those are some of the things that some of you say. Then you go there, you think you're enjoying. By evening, you are all fighting, you fought. Some people have even died because these are unhealthy family relationships and you don't want to face it. Deep within, you know you are not happy, but you just do it as a duty, as an obligation. And we Africans, we are good at saying that. Blood is thicker than water. And you know what? As a result, you develop chronic feelings of anger, fear, resentment. Are you tying to what I taught you about personality disorders and issue? The fear, the resentment. As you grow up with that, that's when you find yourself having very negative coping mechanisms. Viewers, I have to stop it here. I'm sure you've understood something, one or two things on signs that you lack self-acceptance. We'll pick up from there next time. Until then, goodbye.